the Bedrock scheme. I hope you guys are doing fantastic today. I'm Mysticle, and I'll be bringing you the latest in AR and VR news. I feel like last video was absolutely massive, and today we're literally going to have an aftermath of that. Like, a lot of the pieces of news are going to be an aftermath of that. So as usual, you've got chapters down below to skip to any specific part of the video that you are most interested in. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. First thing we're going to begin with is the Horizon framework. In case you didn't watch the previous video, I highly recommend you do. Essentially, Meta opened up their operating system to other manufacturers and renamed it to Horizon OS. And now Meta is working on a Horizon OS spatial app framework for porting apps and building new ones. A lot of comments came up in the previous video, which I think made perfect sense. Does this now mean that you will be able to purchase apps on one Meta device and then switch to maybe the Asus ROG VR headset, also running Horizon OS, also running Meta's store, and get to keep your apps? To me, it would make perfect sense to say yes here, because, well, you buy one Android phone from one manufacturer, you buy another Android phone from another manufacturer, and you get to keep all the apps that you bought in the Play Store. So it makes perfect sense here. Same thing goes between, like, console manufacturers. You bought the PS4, you get to keep your games for the PS5, or at least I think that's how it works. But anyway, Meta is developing on a new spatial app framework for Horizon OS. The company says that with this upcoming framework, developers will be able to use their tools they're already familiar with to bring their mobile apps to Horizon OS or create entirely new mixed reality apps. Actually, that's really cool. So this kind of sounds like something that Apple's doing right now, and developers on Apple's Vision Pro are essentially creating upgrades to normal standard 2D apps to make them work and have extra features in mixed reality, which is really cool. Right now, developing even simple spatial apps for Quest, soon Horizon OS, requires using a game engine, or essentially developing your own game engine. Arguably too heavy and complex for simple apps. In contrast, Apple's Vision OS allows developers to build apps with a similar workflow to mobile apps, using Apple's Swift Language and Swift UI, and Reality Kit frameworks. Meta isn't going into detail yet about the technical specifics of its upcoming spatial app framework, but it sounds like it might be intended to be the equivalent of Apple's approach for simple apps that don't require a full game engine. Again, I feel like this is going to be important for developers going into the future that want to create spatial apps on Quest, and Meta seems to be very serious about augmented reality and are bringing tons of upgrades to it. So this is absolutely fantastic to see. The easier we can make it for developers to create applications for augmented reality, hopefully the more apps we'll see. Yes, this is a pretty big deal in case you guys own the Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses. And mind you, I actually own smart glasses. I own the Razer Anzu. I've owned them basically since they came out. However, these things have been teasing me. The Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses is something that I have been wanting to get my hands on for a while. To be honest, I still don't understand why I haven't done it. They are really cool in what they can do, and I've seen them work in real life. And now with this is incredible. Unfortunately, of course, it is only in the US, Canada, and hopefully EU soon. Ray-Ban Meta glasses get visual AI in US and Canada, video calling, and a new style option. The visual AI is really cool. Essentially, let's say you have a leaking faucet. I believe someone else on YouTube has already made this example, but we're gonna use it anyway. Let's say you have a leaking faucet. You should be able to look at that leaking faucet with those smart glasses and ask the AI how to fix it. You should also be able to ask it where you are, and it will look around and find objects that it might recognize and tell you where you are and how to get places. It should be really useful. Meta AI is much more advanced than the current Siri. Okay, let's not do that. Than most other smart home assistants, because it's powered by Meta's series of large language models, LLMs, the same kind of technology that powers ChatGPT. However, like other LLMs, it can occasionally be subject to hallucinations, and it currently lacks the smart home integrations traditional digital assistants have, which would be really cool if it did. Imagine being able to look at a light bulb and being like, turn this on, and it knows which light bulb you're looking at and turns it on if that light bulb has smart home compatibility. But we now also have view sharing and video calls. Ray-Ban Meta glasses have been able to live stream your view to Instagram since launching. From today, they can also stream your view to WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger video calls, which is really cool. While on a WhatsApp or Messenger call on your phone, if your glasses are connected, you'll see a new button to start streaming your view. Alternatively, you can double press the physical button on the glasses. Meta says view sharing on WhatsApp and Messenger video calls is rolling out gradually, like most of their features on Meta Quest, and we've also got new style and options. The Meta Ray-Ban glasses launched with 2 available options, Wayfarer and Headliner. Today, Essilor Luxottica is introducing a third style called Skylar, which it says is inspired by 1960s archive, an era of iconic jet set style. So, in case you guys are looking to purchase your own Meta glasses, you, well, now have a third option to do so. Meta is finally planning on introducing local currencies to more countries in case you are buying a Quest subscription, which, in case you didn't know, is actually a bigger deal than you might originally think, because if you're not paying in local currency, take it from someone paying in euro in Poland, you're being charged extra by your bank every single time for currency conversion, unless your bank is better than mine. Meta Quest subscriptions will soon be charged in local currencies in Scandinavia, Switzerland, and New Zealand. If you live in Northern Europe outside of the Eurozone or in New Zealand, Meta says recurring subscriptions will soon be priced in local currency and not in US dollars. One of the Quest platform's biggest subscription plans right now is MetaQuest Plus Game Service, which lets you play a revolving catalog of Quest games by either paying 8 USD per month or 60 USD per year. Meta announced that starting May 22nd, users in Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Switzerland, and New Zealand will soon start seeing charges in their respective local currencies and not in USD, which was initially offered at the launch of the service in June of 2023. Really cool, love to see it. The less we get charged, the better. According to Luna, Meta might also be working on a Horizon feed, as inside the code of the Quest mobile app, new strings have been found that suggest Meta may be allowing people to post content to the Horizon feed with photos/videos and captions. If I'm interpreting things correctly, it would seem similar to how the old What's New feed worked on the PS4. Quite interesting. I mean, Meta already has Facebook and people post things on their timeline there. Same with Instagram, etc, etc. Surely it would seem much more obvious to not create another feed, but instead link all those other feeds together, allow users to select which feed they want to see, and show that on your Horizon feed. But then again, I'm no developer, and I don't own any mobile apps, so I wouldn't know what's best. But reading the string out to you, 1S WAOS, whatever that means, come back later for new posts. So yeah, certainly does seem like you will be able to post posts inside your Quest. I do wonder what extra features they'll add to that, possibly allowing you to post pictures directly from inside your Quest, like screenshots and videos, and not having to go through a mobile to do so. Pretty interesting. In other news, Apple is apparently also now on the bandwagon to pranking Brad, as Shiny Quagsire has posted on Twitter, "Nobody, Vision OS 1.2 Beta 2, System, Library, Private Frameworks, Deckard.framework." Yes, Brad, Apple is now onto you as well. Let me give you a conspiracy theory. Apple is now working with Steam in order to introduce the Deckard. Pretty bad theory, but it's just a theory, so it's fine. And I would agree with Brad in his responses. I think it's adequate. The f*** Apple. Apple's stealing the Deckard. They're gonna release the Deckard before Steam can, because they're trying to get ahead of the curve. Pretty bad joke. Okay, there have been rumors going around that Apple has cut production because they didn't think about how many units they would sell correctly. However, a lot of users on Twitter, or X, have been debunking this, and UploadVR has now also debunked this. No, Apple didn't just dramatically cut Vision Pro production due to weak demand. Headlines are circulating claiming that Apple has cut Vision Pro production by almost 50% due to weak demand. Here's why that is almost certainly false. The source of these articles is a new note from supply chain analyst Minchi Kuo, who has been reporting Apple's supply chain for more than 10 years. Kuo's claims sometimes turn out to be true, but not always, and his latest contradicts not only what we know about Vision Pro production, but what Kuo himself has said a few months ago. Specifically, Kuo is claiming that Apple reduced its sales forecast for the Vision Pro from a market consensus of 700,000 to 750,000 units to 400,000 or 450,000 units, a roughly 40% reduction. Kuo claims that this is due to weaker than expected US demand, leading to a production cut ahead of the global launch. Yet, as recently as February, Kuo said Apple's US target for 2024 was 150 to 200,000 units, and in January he said Apple sold almost 200,000 pre-orders. Mac Rumors separately cited a source with knowledge of Apple's sales numbers as saying Apple has sold 200,000 pre-orders. Particularly ironic given it's now presenting Kuo's claim as if it were official news. Wow, Upload VR throwing the real punches here right now. Either way though, you get the point. The chances that Apple has incorrectly forecasted their numbers, I would say, is quite low. But I'm not going to say that either of these is fact. It's all speculation, and unless Apple releases something officially, we won't know that. In case you guys, anyone in the comment section, owns an Apple Vision Pro, do let me know how you're enjoying it, since I myself don't have my hands on one. Either way though, that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys like this one, please do leave a like. If you disliked it, I guess the more works too, but let me know why down below. In case you guys want to chat with us, we have a Discord down below, we have a Reddit down below, and do leave your comments down below as well. Thank you so much to anyone supporting the channel in any way, shape, or form. In case you guys are patrons, and in case you are leaving super thanks, in case you are supporting the channel in any way, shape, or form, seriously, much love. Your support is greatly appreciated. And as usual, if you guys want to be notified of content coming up on the channel, make sure to smack that subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace. Memory card died right at the outro. I mean, that's perfect. That's ideal. Okay, my phone is installing a custom build of Androids. Let's see if it boots. This is the you're here for this with me. We're checking if it turns on. Please, pretty please. This is unofficially built by me on Ubuntu WSL, so the chances of this turning on are very low. Oh, well, we got a boot screen. That's a nice bonus. I'm gonna wait here for this. I'm making sure that this actually turns on. The issue is I had to downgrade from OOS 13.1586 to 585, which I heavily doubt is recommended. The logo lit up. It's usually a good sign. Hey! Okay, set this up after the video. They're coming for me.